People will forget what you say. People will forget what you do. But they will never forget how you make them feel. And that's what you and I have an opportunity to do every day. We don't even realize it. So along with that comes our attitude, and I have 3 thoughts. Attitude is a choice. Attitude is reflected to those around us. And attitude affects our well-being. Most of us don't even think about our attitude. We know if we're hungry, we know if our feet hurt, but we don't really have a good handle on our attitude. And I'm saying to you, that's a mistake. Because especially as we go through this journey of aging, it makes all the difference in the world, how we perceive the world and the way the world perceives us, and even more importantly, how we further His kingdom or how we don't. Columbine High School made a tremendous impact on my life. I taught one of the killers for 4 years. My husband and my daughter coached and were coaching with the teacher that was murdered that day. And upon hearing Dylan and Dave's name, I suffered a heart attack and spent the next 6 days in ICU. Now, I share that very personal story with you. Number 1, because I am absolutely thrilled to be standing in front of you. And number 2, I came out with the philosophy of Vonette Bright, whose philosophy is the fact that God has me living means He still has something left for me to do. I don't know what that is. I thought I loved life before Columbine, but I came out with a passion for choices and how we live each day and what it is that God has in mind that He wants me to do. So with that in mind, Columbine happened in April of 1999. In June of 1999, I met up with 2 of my Iowa elementary school friends, and we met up, and all 3 of us had been through some pretty heavy stuff. We were all 55 at the time, and we said, okay, what do we want to do that we've never done before when we reach that great apex age of 60? One of my friends wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro on her 60th birthday, and she did. My other friend wanted to do a cross-country bike trip during her 60th year, and she did. I came bounding home, sharing with my family my wonderful news that guess what I want to do when I'm 60. Now, you already heard that my husband was a coach, and it's great in some families, but my daughters were jocks, and in our family, the words beauty pageant didn't even have vocabulary words. So when I came home saying, guess what I'm going to do when I'm 60? I'm going to enter the Miss Senior Colorado pageant, they all went, right, Mom. Sure you are. But yes, I am, and I've got 5 years because you have to be 60. So every birthday would roll around, and I'd say to my family, I'm 3 years closer. I'm 2 years closer. Finally, on the year that I turned 60, my son-in-law pulled me aside and said, you're not really going to do that, are you? I said, I am, Jeremy, I am. I've always wanted to enter a beauty pageant. I don't care about winning. I really don't. I just want to enter. And I am such an example to you that the good Lord has a wonderful sense of humor and that He can use us in the strangest of circumstances. Because this silly crown and banner has put me in places to speak for His kingdom that I would never have before. Now, you need to know that when my desire was to enter the Queenie thing, my prayer to my Lord was, Heavenly Father, if this isn't something you want me to do, I'm fine. I am absolutely fine. Remember, I just come through Columbine. I was rearing and I was on fire to do whatever He wants me to do. If this is something, God, that can serve your purpose and serve your kingdom, then please show me how. And my testimony of getting a gown, getting my husband to even get in a tux, getting to all of those things is a testimony of the fact that what God brings us to, He equips us for. As we age, when we are meeting new experiences, when we are moving, when we are stepping out of our comfort zone, we have a choice. And again, I shared with you that I became passionate about choices because of Dylan Klebold. Dylan Klebold made a horrific choice April 20th, 1999. We must have the word choice in our vocabulary for all the children that are around us. And I would emphasize to you to let them know what the choice is. My mantra for when by the way, I didn't share, I have 5 perfect grandchildren. Do you have 5 perfect grandchildren? Well, I have 5 of them. And when my 5 perfect grandchildren leave me, the last words out of my mouth are, hey, Thad, I love you lots, babe. Make a great choice today. Caitlin, you look so darn cute, honey. Wow, make a great choice today. Because you and I are not making the choices that younger generation is having to make now. My brain can't even wrap around it. Make a great choice today because it means everything. Now, inside of our brain, we have a choice. We have a little thing that says self-pity, self-discouragement, but it also says self-motivation, self-encouragement. I'm telling you that a Columbine, a 9/11, a Parkland, a death, a divorce, a tough neighbor, every single one of those things can easily lead to bitterness, hopelessness, depression. And yet, our choice, each one of those can also be a catalyst for greatness. It's what we choose to do with it that counts. I love Mother Teresa's prayer. There's lots of good prayers, but especially as this aging thing and this journey continues, here's the prayer of Mother Teresa's that I use a lot. I love you, Lord. I trust you, God. I need you now, right now, and He will be there. The whole point is, you and I might be the only example of God's love that person sees. And until I see Jesus face to face, I may never know that. But it's my choice as to what I do with that attitude, what I do with this life that God has given me, and how come I'm living and my dearest, dearest friend is not. I don't know. But I know I have a reason, and I know I have a plan. And I'm going to end with the story of the grace note. In music, there is something called a grace note. It's a little bitty, tiny note. And its whole purpose of it, is to enhance the big note next to it. We know that because attached to the grace note and to the big note is a curved line. Sometimes when I listen to a score of music, I think to myself, gee, I like that. How come I like that? And I go and I look at the score. There's a grace note. There's a grace note. Its whole purpose is to enhance and make better the note that it's next to. You and I have a choice to be a grace note every single day. You have most certainly been one to me today. And I so appreciate your coming out. I so appreciate your coming and letting us do this. And I appreciate Covenant Village for allowing me to do this. And may you just be a grace note to everybody today. Thank you. Thank you.